You're watching TVC News at 7. The Labour Party has now held its mega campaign rally in Benin City as it pushes to win the governorship election in the state. I'm joined by the deputy governorship candidate of the party, Yusuf Kadiri, who joins me live from Benin City. Mr. Kadiri, it's been an intense past few months traversing the length and breadth of Edo State to canvass for votes. What would you say are the major take-home from your mega rally today? And how assured are you of the people's support on Saturday? Mr. Kadiri, please unmute yourself. I can't hear you from here.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yes, we had a final medal. Medals was still. I'm a second.
Well, I can hardly hear you from here. We probably will have this conversation sometime later. Mr. Yusuf Kadiri is the running mate of Olumide Akpata on the platform of the Labour Party in Saturday's election. Elsewhere, residents of Ayetoro community in Lagos State are crying out for help following the demolition of their homes. This comes on the heels of the recent destruction of the Okobaba sawmill in Yaba after a fire outbreak. Esther Mokwarila has more on the story.
It's a scene of despair for residents of Ayetoro and Okobaba communities in Lagos who were left homeless after alleged attacks by armed men and the demolition of their homes. The destruction comes just days after the Okobaba wood processing plant in Yaba was gutted by fire, displacing many. Among the victims is Bosse, a petty trader whose home was demolished. She was only able to salvage a few personal belongings. Now, she and her family are forced to sleep in the open with nowhere else to turn.
Oh God, this is my house. So not as well as this is my house. Then I just put the caterpillar for my house.
Out of uncertainty and fear of not knowing what could happen after the demolition of a wood processing plant in Okobaba and some section of Ayetoro community in Lagos State, residents of this community have been forced to take their belongings out of their apartments and place them in the open space while they seek shelter elsewhere.
Residents of Ayetoro, whose community borders the market, say their homes were also destroyed in the process, and they are now calling for justice.
There has been a discussion between government and sawmill, and they have been on it for years. If they are going to relocate Ayetoro, it's not going to be in this manner where they just come and begin to throw fire and begin to ask people all of a sudden.
The condition of this country at the moment, the hardship in this country, is not a place whereby you can just visit a place, say you want to scatter them without planning and anything for them. Where did they want them to start? Though I've said it in my mind, though, that if they should demolish this place, the whole Ayetoro will go and lie down at the front, at the entrance of governor there.
Earlier, members of the community marched to the Lagos State government's office in Alausa, where they presented their complaints. State officials promised to investigate.
Honorable Sonwa, Beja Fokonbale, at the tender letter, Yamulo at the petition Yamulo, submit Yamunga, and that he acknowledged.
While authorities maintain that some structures removed were illegal and posed environmental hazards, the fate of these displaced residents hangs in the balance as they await a resolution from the government. Esther Mokwarila, TVC News.
The Kwara State government has distributed 70 trucks of fertilizers received from the federal government to farmers. This initiative is part of government's effort to improve food security in the country. Brian Malege has details and will return with business news.
The fertilizers were distributed to states by the Central Bank of Nigeria through the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security. This is in line with the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu to boost agricultural production and ensure food sufficiency. Here in Kwara State, the state takes delivery of 70 trucks totaling 42,000 bags of fertilizer. The state government has mapped out strategies to ensure that the fertilizers get to the real farmers.
We're actually concerning more now on private farmers, those who probably like 2-3 hectares, that's all he has, and he does not belong to any association. The fact that he does not belong to should not be the reason why they would not benefit from it. It's not everybody that practices agriculture associates with association. AFAN, RIFAN, they are all benefiting, and more especially the private farmers in different communities.
Directors of personnel management are taking the fertilizers to their respective local government areas for onward distribution to the real local farmers.
It is going to be distributed by the community themselves because they can identify the true farmers. So it's not going to be in a form of political means at all. So the strategies have been put in place for it to reach the real farmers.
Apart from this fertilizer distribution, there is another palliative that is coming up today, which is the rice palliative. That's why I'm here to receive for particular local government, my own local government. So you can see now the trucks are already loading the items to particular.
The distribution of these fertilizers to farmers in Kwara State is expected to boost agricultural production and eventually enhance food security in the state. Ibrahim Alige, TVC News, Ilorin.